Hi, Mike Felicio from Solo Mode Games. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to do a solo playthrough of a game that doesn't have an official solo variant. I've been a little bit outspoken about not really being interested in playing games that don't have official variants, but this is a little bit of a different case because this game is being played with a variant that was suggested by the actual designer. And so to that extent, although it's not an official variant out of the box, I feel like this is at least partially a designer accepted variant because it was based off of a thread on BGG where someone asked if this was a game that could be viable for solo play. And the designer came on and brought about a very simple beat your high score variant, and I thought that it seemed really interesting and seemed like it could certainly be a viable option. But I really like playing with opponents, an AI opponent in solo if possible, and so I thought with a very small couple of changes, you could take that high score variant that the designer proposed and turn it into an AI opponent. And so today's playthrough is going to be a session using that, where it's the designer's high score variant with my little tweak on the end to make it an actual opponent that you're facing against. And so I think you'll get a pretty good idea of how it plays when we go to the table. So why don't we go ahead and do that right now. Okay, we're going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to be doing a solo playthrough of a game that doesn't have an official solo variant. This is Sentient, and on Board Game Geek, somebody asked a question on the general Sentient thread about the possibility of a solo variant, and a couple of people answered that, and one of the people who answered was the designer of the game, and he put forward a pretty quick and simple beat your high score variant, and I saw that and I thought, well, that might be fun, but I always prefer to have a virtual opponent to play against. And so I thought of just a very simple addition to his high score variant that would give you a kind of an artificial opponent to play against. And so that's what I'm going to be showing today. This has not been heavily play tested at all. It's actually been played once using this method. This will be my second time doing it. I won narrowly the first time. I won by 4 points, and that's encouraging. So we'll see how it goes this time. The only difference that you need, the only additional piece of equipment that you would need for this solo variant is a D4, and everything else is standard, setting up as a two-player game. I randomly drew the Canyon Consortium, which gives me a starting investor token of industry. My AI opponent is randomly chosen Nautilus Industries, and they start with a investor token in the information. And so you play it very similarly to the two-player game. So I'm going to start off here just by putting out the first 4 cards. Everything is pretty much the same as in a two-player game. You put out the 1-point tokens, and I'm going to go with a bit of an assumption that you know how to play the base game. Honestly, even if you don't, after I think a round of here, you're going to understand basically how the game is played. It's a very simple rule set. Doesn't necessarily mean it's simple to do well. All right, so we're going to flip over our investor tokens. All right. Here we go, and here we go. All right, so what the designer said was at the beginning of the round, you're going to roll this D4 until you've placed all 4 of the agents above one of the cards, and then all 5 of the assistants above one of the cards. So you have 4 cards, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to be just rolling this die to randomly place them out there. So that's what you do at the start of every round, so that's what I'm going to do. First agent's going to go over card 2. Next one's also going over card 2. Oops. Next one over card 1. Card 3. Now we go to the assistants. Card 1. Card 4. Card 4. Card 1. And finally, card 2. All right. So there's their placement of assistants and agents, And now I'm going to go ahead and start by rolling my 5 dice and placing them on the corresponding spots here. All right, now, just like in a regular game, I'm going to place my assistants, my agents and or my assistants. I'm going to procure the bots. I'm going to place them into these places, these 4 spots that I have in between each die, and try to score as many points as possible, and also have some area majority here to try to win some of these investor tokens. All right, so looking at things, if I take the service bot and put it here, and I kept things as is, I would get 2 points. That's not very good. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this transport and maybe pop a assistant over there too. I'm going to place this here. I want these values to be equal, and so I'm going to block this adjustment. Normally it would adjust, the left die would be lowered by 1 value, but I'm going to block that, keep these both at a 1. And so if I can keep this as it is, that'll be 5 points at the end of this round. Now I'm going to refill that card. All right. Let's see here, what do I want? I don't think this 2 is going to do me much good. I'm actually going to clear these out. Actually, I should give myself my other round marker. Excuse me, I'm going to go right in front of the, probably go in front of the camera here. I'm going to block things for a moment. I'm going to get my other round marker that I should have been keeping. Because just like in the regular game, hopefully we'll get back to focus here. There we go. Just like in the regular game, you can pass. I'm going to clear those cards out. You can do that once per round. Bring out 4 new cards, hopefully get something I'm a little bit happier with. Got some military cards coming out. And we got a service bot as well. All right. Well, I can get 4 points if I block those 2. Here we go. I'm going to take this military card. That's a good one. Do I want to put a... I almost wonder, do I want to put a couple of... Well... No, I think what I'm going to do is I'll keep that. I'm going to put this here. This is going to change to a 5. That's going to stay a 5. 5 plus 5 is greater than or equal to 9, so that's going to be scoring me 4 points. All right. I can also take that industry card. If I keep both of these odd, I'd have to block them both, or if I block both of these, keep that odd, that would give 3 points. That's not a whole lot of points. I'm almost thinking that service bot is better off. If I block both of those, I can get 6 points out of that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put this here. Block both of these to keep them as is. All right, bring out last card. And let's see. I can get 2 points by blocking that. This could go up to a 6, which is fine. 2 points is not great. All right, well, I'm not in a great place with either of these, with any of these. I think what I'm going to end up doing is just taking this because that's the best I can do. So, place that there. Take this information, bot, block that. This will turn into a 6, which will keep me okay for that. This card is going to come out because all of these cards are going to go to the AI. All right. And this was the part that I added. So this is the part that I'm the least confident actually works, but we'll see. At endgame, to make it an actual AI opponent, the AI is going to collect all of these cards. We're still going to fight for area majority, so they're going to get investor tokens as well. They're going to score those. To play on the normal mode, on cards like this, where you've got 2 potential values, 2 or 7, on normal mode, you'll score the lower value. If you wanted to play a harder mode, you would score the higher value. On a particular card where there's an undetermined scoring, you're going to give the AI the highest possible value it can get. That's kind of what I came up with. All right, so now we're going to go to end round scoring. For this card, I did get 6 plus 5 is greater than 9, so I'll get 4 points for that. All right, I have this one. If I had 2 1s, I would get 7 points, but I have 1 1, so I get 2 points for that. This card, these are equal. I get 5 points for that. This card is 8 minus the sum of those 2 numbers. Those add up to 4. 8 minus 4 is 1. I'll put a 1 back and take a 5. So that's my scoring there. Now, we're going to go to area majority here. The way this works is you look at who's got the most in the adjacent areas. So for this information token, they have 3 to my 1. The AI is going to go ahead and get that. I get the 1 point. For the transport, they actually have 6 to my 1. They're definitely getting that. I'm getting the 1. In industry, they have 3 to my 3. Actually, they have 4 to my 3. Wow, I'm not doing very well here. I get this one. Service, I'm going to go ahead and get that one. And military, they're getting that one. So this first round, they pretty much wiped the floor with me. They're going to get all of these cards. This definitely is not looking like a repeat of my first game where I won. All right, all of my pieces come back. All of the AI's pieces go back. I'll take my first round marker back. These cards I'm going to put aside for eventual end of game scoring. I'll keep a stack. And now we set up for round 2. 4 more cards coming out. Service, information, service, and military. I have to have a better round this time, or I am in trouble. All right, now we're going to put out our investor tokens. We've got service, industry, keys up here, military, information, and transport. Now we're going to roll the D4. First agent goes over card 2. Second agent goes over card 4. Third agent goes over card 2. Final agent goes over card 3. Now we put out the assistants. 4, 1, 2, 3, and 3. All right, now I'm going to roll my dice. Place them on the appropriate spots. All right, let's see what we've got here. Well, I could get 6 points potentially. Actually, this is the one I want. That gives me 7 points if I keep both of those. So go ahead and place there. Put the information bot right here. I do have to, unfortunately, use 2 of my assistants to block both of those. But 7 points is 7 points. Alright, I'll go ahead and place that. Well, let's see here. 7 minus the higher. Okay, I'm thinking I'll go... I could go that military route. If I go here and then place it here, block the left side, that would be 6 plus 5. Oh, that's less than. I don't want that. I could actually put that over here and just leave it as is. Okay, so I'll bring the military card over here. This is going to go down to a 1. This is going to go up to a 3. That still is 4, which is less than or equal to 5, so I'll get 4 points there. We've got another military card. Doesn't work there. I could also clear these cards if I wanted to. 7 minus the higher number. None of these are looking terrific to me right now. If this went down to a 2, that would still get me at 8, which isn't good there. I'm going to clear these out. Not too thrilled with any of these cards. These are going to go away. Bring out 4 new bots. Got an information bot. We've got a transport bot. We've got an industry bot. And we've got another transport bot. Alright, so I need to keep these 6s where they're at. I think what I can do is go to this transport. Just need to block one of those, so maybe I'll put another assistant there to try to get some majority. Place this here. I've got to block this one. This can go up to a 4, and I'm still okay over here because it's still less than or equal to 5. This is 10. 6 is greater than 4, so I'm okay there. And I've got an information bot here, which doesn't do a whole lot for me. Yeah, oh boy. This is not good. Oh, yeah, this will be okay. This will be okay. I can go here and here. Play the information bot here. That 6 is going to stay where it is, where I want it. This is going to go to a 5, which will at least get me 2 points. It's certainly not great. This card is going to come out because it's going to the AI opponent. All right, so I score my cards. 5 is equal to 5, so I get 4 points. I'll put a 1 back and take a 5 here. This card, the 6 is greater than the 4, so I get 4 points there. I put the 1 back and take a 5. This card, I have 6 on both sides, so I get 7 points there. That's nice. I think I needed that. Here, I have 1 5, so I get 2 points for that. All right, now we're going to go to majorities. The service is going to the AI. I get the 1 point. Industry is clearly going to me. They get the 1 point. Military is going to me. They get the 1 point. Information is going to the bot. They have 3 information investors. Hopefully they don't get a lot of information cards. This is going to me. And they're getting the transport as well. They are really doing well on the majorities. In the first game I played, that wasn't really the case. It was kind of the other way around. So it's interesting to see that there is good variation, at least in the second game I'm playing. Not a huge sample, but it's at least intriguing. All right. Here we go. We put these back. These cards are going into the scoring pile for the AI. Now we're going to put out the last round. I'm going to take this back. Here we go. The last round. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. And we'll put out our last investor tokens. Got industry, we've got military, we've got information, we've got service, and we've got transport. Now we're going to roll our D4 to get our agents and assistants out there. This is going to go over card 1. Second agent is also going to go over card 1. Third agent's going over card 3. Fourth agent, wow, they really want card 1. 4 for the assistant. 1 for the assistant. It's pretty clear that they're going to win the industry token. 3. And 1, wow. And 4. All right. Okay, here we go. These actually needed to go to my scoring pile. I'm going to roll my dice. We got a 1, we got a 2, we got a 3, we got a 1, and we got a 3. 1s, 2s, and 3s abound. Okay, well, if I block both these, I can get 7 points right there. That's a lot of points. Although I can get 5 points by using this military right here, and I don't have to use any of my assistants to do that. That might be better. I'm going to do that. I'm also going to put an assistant there because I really need to get some of these investor tokens. So I put this here. This goes to a 4. 4 plus 3 equals 7. This one stays the way it is. All right, we've got an information bot. All right, that's not all that exciting. All right, well, I can't really adjust these dice here. Boy, if this one was going up 1, I'd like to get that 2 there. I could do this. No, I wouldn't, because this, well, if I blocked it, I could. It's 3 points for that. I kind of feel like these are wasted to some extent because those investor tokens are gone, although this one is good. You know what? Let's go ahead and clear these out. It might be dangerous to do that this early, but I'm not thrilled with any of those cards. I think the best I could have done there was a couple of points. Let's bring out some new ones. Got an information bot, an industry bot, transport bot, and a service bot. Okay, I'll see if I can do any better with these. I think I can get the industry bot here. I only need to block 1 of them. So maybe I'll put investor or a assistant there as well. Actually, I might put 2. That's a risk though. Well, no, I'm not going to. Okay, I'll do this. I want this odd. I want to keep this even, so I need to block that. All right. Oh, okay. I like this. That gives me 4 points if I take that. I go here. If I block this, 2 minus 1 equals 1, so I block that. That will get me 4 points. And all right, let's see. Okay, I think I'll take that service because what I'm going to do is block the right side. So I go here, I take this service bot, place it here, and I block this. This says minus, it's at a 1, so that's going to wrap around to a 6. And so now this will be worth 4 points because it's the higher of the two numbers, minus 2. So that's the most I could have gotten out of this was 4 points. I flip that up because that's going to be going to the AI opponent, and now I do my end of round scoring. So here the higher of the two numbers minus 2, that is 6 minus 2, that's 4. I'll turn a 1 in and take a 5. This plus this, if it equals 7, it gives me 5 points. 4 plus 3 equals 7, that's 5 points. If this is odd and that is even, I get 4 points. That is odd, that is even. I turn in the 1, I take a 5. If this minus this equals 1, I get 4 points. 2 minus 1 equals 1. I get 4 points. Put the 1 in and take the 5. That was a slightly better round for me. Now we're going to be doing the majority. They get the industry investor. I take the 1 point. The military, they're going to end up getting that one, unfortunately. I would have really liked that. The military goes to them. I get the 1 point. Information is going to be mine. I get that. They get the 1 point. Service is going to be mine. Oh, no, it's not. 1, 2, 3, 4 to my 3. They get the service. That stinks. Yeah, that's going to hurt. And I get the transport. All right. And they get the 1. All right. These all come back. And now we're going to be going to end of game scoring. These cards are going to go into the AI's scoring pile. I'm going to go ahead and take these cards and put them into my scoring pile. And let's see how we ended up doing here. Just move this down a little bit. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just start turning in some of these for larger 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got another 10 there. So I've got a base of 50 before I do this scoring. So now what I'm going to do is take my cards and put them into piles by card type. All right. Wow, too bad I didn't get more military. I didn't get more military tokens because I got 4 of those cards. So now what you're going to do is you take the number of cards of each category and you multiply it by the number of investor tokens you have. So service, I have 2 times 1. That's 2 points there. Military, I have 4 times 1. That's 4. So I'll turn the 1 back and get the 5. Industry, I have 1 times 2. That's 2. Transport, I have 2 times 1, that's 2. And then information, 3 times 1, that's 3. Not that great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is another 10. So my final score is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 63. All right, so I'm ending with 63. Let's clear out my cards, and now let's look at what the AI is going to end up with. Nautilus Industries. We're going to lay out their cards. They start with their 4 points that they got already. And let's just start laying these out. Yeah, this is going to be ugly, I think. Well, we'll see. Oh, first thing I want to do is count up the points on the cards. Okay, so I'm going to count the points on the cards. When we get to these cards with 2 different numbers, I'm going to give them the lower because I'm playing the regular. And then if we get to a place where there is, so like for example, this card, it has a question mark at the bottom. It says 8 minus the sum of these 2 numbers. I'm going to give it the most possible. So if these were both 1s, which is the lowest they can be, that would be 8 minus 2. So I'm going to give them 6, which is the highest they can get. So anytime I have a card like that, I'm going to give the highest total possible that they could get. All right, so we've got 7, 9, 12, 15, plus 6 is 21, 24, 27, 32, 34, 36, 38. Plus 2 is 40, so I'm going to give them... So they're at 42 before we do this endgame bonuses. All right, so let's do this again. Oops. Industry, and 1 military. Okay, so information, they've got 4 times 3. That is tough. That's 12. All right, transport, they have 3 times 2 is 6. Service, 1 times 2 is 2. Industry, 3 times 2 is 6. Military, 1 times 2 is 2. So let's see what they ended up with. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So they got me. 70 to 63. That seems like a pretty tight score, quite honestly. And I like the fact that I won the first game relatively narrowly, and the bot won the second game relatively narrowly. I think that, it obviously needs quite a few more play tests to see if it's really a viable opponent, but it's surely easy to maintain and manage. I think it's a lot of fun. It really mimics in a lot of ways the multiplayer game. I mean, you still have the area majority you have to think of. You can still do the majority scoring. If you really wanted to get much deeper than I did, you could try to be thinking not only about the majority tokens or the investor tokens that you're getting, you could be thinking about trying to block the AI based on the number of cards and the type of cards that they're getting. So, I mean, this really could, depending on how seriously you wanted to make your brain burn, you really could get into that. But I enjoy it. I think it's a pretty viable solo option, and I'll be interested to hear what you think if you give this a shot. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your scores are, and I think this could be a really viable solo variant for Sentient, which is a great game, and I like the fact that I've got I think more opportunities to get it to the table now. So thank you so much for your time. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.